I think there are many Republicans across D.C. breathing a sigh of relief today.
You went out on a limb on this one, and it got sawed off pretty quickly. My advice would be, don't do it again.
We need to be concerned about who he's going to nominate in place of Gaetz. Let's just realize we're in the chaos again, and here it is. It's just beginning.
All right, not too surprising. Reactions over at MSNBC there, and to Matt Gaetz' decision to withdraw from consideration as Trump's attorney general to go through the process. So the question is now, who will it be? It's an extremely important position and someone who will shake up the Justice Department, which is clear. There was a mandate to do that. I think a lot of people, in terms of polling before the election, said they wanted to see a complete overhaul in a lot of ways in the government. Let's bring in Tomi Lahren, host of Tomi Lahren is Fearless on OutKick, and Marc Thiessen, a Fox News contributor. Great to have both of you with us. I'm not sure how much we need to really belabor the fact that Gaetz has dropped out, because that is the fact. The only question that remains is whether or not he'll serve in Congress. He could go through a process and try to reinstate himself in the next Congress because he was elected and then he dropped out right before that ethics committee report was about to come out. So the big question for the country, Tomi, is who would be next, and what would that pick mean? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you this, Martha. I think this whole thing was very strategic, and in my estimation, it has the art of the deal written all over it. Obviously, Matt Gaetz was a very controversial pick. Some would say maybe the most controversial pick that Trump could have selected. So now whoever he picks as his second choice, they'll probably receive a little bit less scrutiny. They won't have as much heat on them. So I think both the nomination and the withdrawal of Matt Gaetz was very strategic for the Trump team. It also took some of the heat off of the other picks that were also controversial, but perhaps less so than Matt Gaetz. So I think it kind of gave cover for some of the other controversial picks. And whoever he picks as his second choice, I think that they're going to have a much easier time because they will not be as controversial as Matt Gaetz. It'd be hard to find somebody more controversial for that pick. So I think this was very strategic.
Do you think Matt Gaetz was complicit in that plan that you lay out, Tomi?
Listen, this is all just my theory and my speculation, but I wouldn't put it past him. I think that this is a very strategic team. You watch the media and Democrats melt down over this for an entire week. I think, as Senator Fetterman said, this was an epic troll, maybe all part of the plan, the art of the deal.
All right, Marc Thiessen, your thoughts on this and who you would like to see next?
Yeah, so first of all, nobody bats 1,000, and Donald Trump is doing a great job. He's got great picks from Elise Stefanik to Marco Rubio to Doug Burgum, all the way to Tom Homan. I mean, most of his cabinet is going to sail through, so this is a small bump in the road. But what it shows is, look, it used to be you do recess appointments because the opposition would filibuster a nominee. Well, the Democrats got rid of the filibuster for executive nominations, so he can basically he just needs to get somebody that can get 50+1 votes in the Senate in his own party. So the lesson from this is take your time. I know you're in a hurry and I know you want to move fast, but take your time. Pick somebody that can muster a majority of Republicans in the Senate and vet them first with the Senate. Go to the Senate. I mean, I think if Donald Trump's team had gone to the Senate and said, hey, we're thinking about nominating Matt Gaetz, they would have gotten big flashing red lights saying, don't do this. And they probably could have avoided this whole week's disaster.
Mark, is there somebody that you would like to see on that short list?
So I hesitate to give the president advice on cabinet picks. There is a whole host of great lawyers who have been defending him in these cases. There are a lot of great lawyers who appear on our air all the time, like Andy McCarthy and others. The conservative legal establishment is replete with fantastic options for him to choose from. So I would say take your time, do it right, vet them. Make sure that they've got enough support in the Senate, and pick one of the great conservative lawyers. I mean, look at the list of people that he considered for the Supreme Court.
Absolutely. Well, a lot of them
last
have
time around. There'd be some great AGs there.
Well, you know what? Katie Pavlich just posted this on X. Trump could put Justice Alito up for Attorney General and then fill a SCOTUS seat. Tomi, what do you think about that?
I think that certainly is very interesting. But, you know, I think he's got a deep bench. I think he's got a lot of people to choose from, a lot of talent, a lot of people that he knows are loyal to him. He's had many years to figure this out. So I think that this is very strategic. I don't, as I said before, think this was a misstep. I think this was actually calculated. And I think it was a brilliant, genius move. I can't wait to see who number 2 is.
Okay. Thank you both. Marc Thiessen, Tomi Lahren. Great to see you both.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.